Testify, please raise your right hand.
It's another here.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. First is cause number 20, State of Florida, Josh Higginbotham. Mr. Cotton, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. What we're trying to do is to get an alternate appointed. Josh's will appointed Julie and his son as alternate co-executors, and the son has been difficult to deal with, Judge, and the will says that if he's unwilling or unable, that the other one gets to serve, and we're just asking you to appoint Julie as the executor so we can get these estates closed out.
Okay, that all testimony here, Counsel.
Judge, I think that's the salient facts.
All right, then I'm going to agree to appoint the successor independent executor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. We'll get you the order and get her signature on her oath pretty quick.
All right, have a good day. Cause number 29, the state of William David Herring. Mr. Fuller, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Judge, my name is Roy Fuller. I'm representing the applicant Thomas Aaron Burke. The decedent William David Herring died on March 14th, 2024 in Chambers County, Texas. He was 70 years of age. Obviously, 4 years have not elapsed since the date of his death. At the time of his death, he was a resident domicile in Chambers County. The original will is dated July the 20th, 2021, which has been filed with the court. It was executed in my office. To my knowledge, that will was never revoked. There is a necessity for administration. There were no children, no child or children born after the execution of the will. The decedent did not have a marriage that was dissolved. The will named Thomas Aaron Burke to serve as independent executor. And to my knowledge, there's no reason why he would be disqualified. He's not ever been convicted of a felony. The will does not name the state, governmental agency of the state, or a charitable organization as a devisee. We'd ask the court to admit the will to probate and appoint Thomas Aaron Burke as independent executor.
Thank you, Counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
Good day. Call number 31, the state of Richie Jane Butler. Dennis, good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
May proceed.
Thank you. Would you please state your full name for the record?
Wiley Cooper Butler.
And how are you related to the decedent?
I was her husband.
Did she die on December 7, 2023?
Yes.
And at the time of her death, she was residing in Chambers County, is that correct?
Yes.
To your knowledge, did she ever revoke her will that was dated September 9, 2014?
No.
Was there any child or children born or adopted after she made that will?
No.
At the time of the execution of the will, was the decedent of sound mind and of at least 18 years of age?
Yes.
Did the decedent have a marriage dissolve after that will was made?
No.
Has 4 years elapsed since her date of death and the date we filed this application?
No.
Was the state of Texas or any charity a devisee under the will?
No.
Now, the will appointed you as the independent executor, is that correct?
Yes.
Are you disqualified for any reason for serving as independent executor of the will?
No.
And there was a necessity for the administration of the estate, correct?
Yes.
I have no further questions, Judge.
All right, everybody admit the will of probate and authorize letters. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you.
Number 32, the state of Catherine Joyce Brown. Sterling, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Would you please state your name for the record?
Thomas Neal King.
Mr. King, is it true and correct that your mother, Catherine Joyce Brown, died on March the 5th, 2024 in Baytown, Chambers County, Texas at the age of 94 years?
Yes.
And is it true that 4 years have not elapsed since her date of death?
Yes.
And is it true and correct that she was domiciled and had a fixed place of residence in Chambers County at the date of her death?
Yes.
And the judge has with him the original of your mom's will, but here is a copy. Do you recognize this as the signature of your mom?
Yes, it is.
On this will, and it's dated June 15th, 2023. Is that her last will and testament as you know it?
To the best of my knowledge,
And
yes.
is it true that that will has never been revoked?
Yes,
Is it also true that a necessity exists for the administration of the estate
yes,
and that no child or children were born to your mother after the date of the will back in June of 2023, correct?
that's correct.
And she was widowed at the time of her death, having been predeceased by 2 husbands, correct?
Yes,
And she was never divorced.
correct.
And is it true that her will does not name the state of Texas or any governmental agency or charitable organization as a devotee?
Yes, that's true.
And that the will does name you, her son, to serve as independent executor. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And is it true that you are qualified to do so?
Yes.
That's all we have, Your Honor.
Everybody Mr. Will probate and authorize letters. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Calls number 34, the estate of Mary Beth Urbina. Rena,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning. You may proceed, Mr. Bennett.
I'm here to testify on the behalf of David Allen Urbina. Mary Beth Urbina died on March 2nd, 2024 in Chambers County, Texas. She was 70 years old. 4 years have not elapsed since the date of her death. She was a resident of Chambers County, Texas, at the time of her death. She passed, and the will, which has been presented, was executed on July 22nd, 2022. And there is a necessity for the administration of this estate. The will was self-proven, and it was not ever revoked by Mary Beth Urbina. No state government agency or charitable organization is named in the will as a devisee. No child was born or adopted, and no marriage was ever dissolved after the will was made. The decedent's will names David Allen Urbina to serve as independent executor, and he is not disqualified. And we ask that letters be issued to him, and that's my testimony.
By Mr. Will probate and authorize letters. Thank you, Counselors.
Thank you.
Good day. All right, call number 42, the state of my friend Larry Barron. Good morning.
Morning, Judge.
Morning, Judge.
Brenda, how you doing? Okay. All right, you may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Judge. Your name is Brenda Barron, is that
That's,
correct?
yes,
And you were married to Lawrence Jeffrey Barron,
yes,
and he passed away on December 17th of 2023, is that correct?
that's correct.
And y'all had y'all's fixed place of residence in Chambers County on the day he passed away,
Yes,
and he didn't have a will, did he?
no,
Okay, and y'all have a ongoing lawsuit that's pending in federal court in Beaumont, is that correct?
yes,
And there's a necessity to have an administrator, temporary administrator appointed to his estate in order to carry on that lawsuit and make decisions as far as the going forward with that case.
yes,
And you're asking that the court appoint you as the temporary administrator so you can carry on and make those decisions on behalf of his estate.
yes.
That's all I have, Judge.
And approve the order appointing the temporary administrator. What about a bond amount?
There's a place in there for a bond, Judge. I don't know what you want to set that at.
You got any recommendation? I mean, is it?
I guess, I
There's no-
don't know, $500 pops up in my mind, but I don't know. It's
So this is for a lawsuit
yes, sir.
and there's no award as of yet, correct?
No, that's correct. They have a status conference next Wednesday. That's why it was such a rush to get her appointed so that they could go forward
Yes.
with it.
Okay, I'll agree with $500 bond.
Okay.
And I also need a date for this temporary administration. 30 days?
It's just a status conference, that's happening next week. I'm sure this case is gonna take a while to get it resolved. So I would say, I don't know.
Remind me, is there a length in the code? I hadn't looked at it in a while. Travis,
Is there a what?
or a length for the temporary administration? Is it 90 days? Is there,
I don't know if there's a length for that, Judge. I'm not aware of one.
Christie,
I
have
thought
you
I
seen
read
it?
180 days
180.
Maybe
was
that's what it
the
is.
longest it could go. And I
Okay.
put the date.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see that. The big yellow sticky note.
Just trying to
All
help.
right. So, yeah, I knew there was a point.
And
All
it,
right. So November 3rd, 2024
okay. And if need
would be
be,
the
we can
end
come back
date.
and get that extended, Your Honor.
That's correct. You just have to file another one.
Okay.
Will it be turning into a permanent at some point?
I guess we're gonna have to wait and see where we end up. We'd like to try to turn it into independent administration instead of a dependent. But at this point, we've got to go forward with a dependent temporary administrator.
Okay. All right. So you got it till November 3rd, 2024. And then you have to come back or unless you get your independent administration done, something between now and then.
Okay, Judge. Thank you very much.
Right.
I'll just get with Christie on my letters, later.
Okay,
Yes,
sounds
sir.
good.
So I'm actually headed out to a probate conference, but Robin Edmonds will be your point of contact. She's aware of this case and your bond is due in 3 days.
Okay, and I just bring a firm check for the bond? Can I do it that way or how?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll just bring the check when I pick up the letters, maybe, I guess. I'll get with Robin on that.
Okay.
Okay?
And I'll have my
Right.
computer, so I'll be able to respond by email.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you, sir.
Travis. Brenda, take care.
Appreciate it, Judge.
Bye.
Appreciate you too, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.